Hey, I'm going to turn this around and just go for a walk. The world has not gone crazy. The world is fucking crazy. Just a little commentary on what's been happening. I think civilization and human beings have always been crazy. I watch, I've been alive a long time, and I watch what's going on bit on television, on Twitter, on YouTube. Um, oh my God, Twitter. There's a reason why I didn't follow Twitter during the 2016 election, and it's addicting, and I don't like myself on it, and I think I'm going to detox off it. If you just look at Twitter, you know the world is going crazy. Hello, I'm taking a walk. Uh, and I'm just going to show you some of the things, but let me tell you something. It's just insanity. And, okay, let me get my thoughts together. My whole life has been watching, participating, marching, fighting. And what has it gotten us? It's gotten us climate change on steroids. It's gotten us racial injustice on steroids. If there ever was any, especially in the United States, there's never been racial justice. There has never been any racial justice. Sorry, but that's the way it is in the United States. We have a president who holds a phony Bible upside down and tries to sell Christianity to the base like it's Trump steaks. He's a Nazi, and so I see it. It's been like this my whole life. It's just worse because this guy is getting away with maybe more negative things than others. Uh, he's a fucking Nazi. End of story. And the jackboot thugs that follow him are Nazis. And they're going to call Antifa, which isn't even a friggin' organization that's organized. Anti fascist is what we all should be. The whole world should be anti fascist. I'm anti fascist. Therefore, I am Antifa. There you go. Where we are now is what we're seeing the end. A virus with all the controversy around the virus. Oh my God. The controversy drives me absolutely crazy. When you try to find the truth and you find so many variations of the story, so to speak. You find it's like, to me, I think I think that collectively the planet is insane. The human inhabitants are insane, myself included. Myself included. Hi, Poppy Davis. This is my my yard, and I'm really very lucky to be here. Got to put the boots on though to walk through everything. But and it hurts. This is like not it's not easy for me to do this, but I got to get out here and just say my piece and then talk about a guest I'm going to have on tomorrow morning at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, Climate Marcher John. I think you guys are going to like him. Anyway, okay, so I think the collective world is nuts. You just get yourself involved in Twitter, and that's an addiction like drugs, and fighting and arguing. Maybe not so much on the Environmental Coffee House Twitter, but on my other one, I have found myself being in a place I don't like. I don't like myself on Twitter. I don't like it, but I've become what I don't like. So how do you change it? Get off it. Then how do I stay as a commentator if I don't see the insanity around us? The insanity of our children being tear gassed. Our children, black, white, brown, Muslim, these are our children in the United States that have awakened in an ugly, ugly world. They are sick of it, just as I was sick of it when I marched in Washington against Iraq 1 and Iraq 2. Just like I was sick of it. You like this apple tree that fell? We left it. I think I've shown you this before. And the deer come and eat. But what I'm saying is, it's just like nothing changes. You look at history. What has changed? Nero was fiddling while Rome burned. Human beings destroy everything they touch. Where are we going from here? I look at Nick Humphrey's Facebook and his material that he writes, and I see the temperatures going up. My mother calls me and she's saying, "Oh my gosh, it's just uh, wild." And I said, "Mom, how many years have I been telling you about climate change?" Mom is 86. Mom, you know what's happening. You know what I talk about, Mom. And she understands it. She is, hi, I'm a sweet leaf. She is, you know, has lived a really long time, and she's seen all this hideous stuff, and she sees what's happening, and she understands the heat, and she actually understands that global dimming is happening, and she guessed it all by herself without having air traffic to put the particulate garbage in the air. And I do have a question for the chemtrail believers. While we were on this lockdown, or so to speak, quarantine, uh, my skies were absolutely magnificently blue. And I didn't see any cap trails, which are capitalism trails, as we call them here, and Hambone calls them, because flying is ultra capitalist. It's the, whoa, did I screw something up? I hope not. Can you still hear me? You gotta let me know. I touched my headset. Um, and I don't know what I did. I hope I didn't screw it up. Anyway, going back. Okay, thank you. I'm a sweet leaf. It's so nice that you're here with me. We had rainstorms last night that were unbelievable. I got a lot of footage of the lightning. It's a speaker thing. There's feedback. Oh, well, it's just I got my earphones on and I'm walking around, so I didn't have to do much with this because I knew I was going to talk. Hi, human. This is so cool. But anyway, listen, you know, there's a few things here. So where I was talking about, these are our kids that are out there. I went to Philadelphia in 2016 and for the convention. We didn't go in. We were protesters. I was with all of those kids, and they're the same kids, and they're disillusioned, and they're disappointed, and they're disgusted at the plight that we have left them. They know about climate change. They know about what's going on. They know they're fucked. They know racial injustice is epidemic, and it's probably all over the world. And they're watching the world march with them because they're watching the United States go down the toilet. Some people say, "Oh, well, it has to get worse." Can it get any worse? I say, can it get any worse? Can it get any worse? I don't think so. Iran had a George protest, human. That's awesome. That's really awesome. See, I didn't see that on Twitter. I just don't think it could get any worse. And I think that the jackboot thugs, these Nazi fucks from an epidemic racism in our country that's passed down in families. It's like brazenly out there. When I was young, it was embarrassing to even be thought of, to even be thought of in that way. And now these people are proud of themselves. They're proud of them fucking selves. Holy shit. Where have we gone? Where have we gone? And greetings from Germany. Hi, Robert. I'm a sweet leaf. Oh man, my generation dropped the ball as Woodstock sold out. I am constantly apologizing. Well, what did we know? You know, what did we know? We did our best. Not all of us. A lot of us did what we thought was right. You know, hell, who even really understood the neoliberal doctrine until 2016 or 15 when Bernie actually brought out and opened the eyes in the United States, the eyes of the United States, the eyes of the left. But the thing is, can we go so far that we're going to stay where we are? We've been given horrible candidates. I mean, I believe that we can still fight because I see those kids. I see those kids putting themselves outside, out there, day after day. And believe you me, if I could, I would. I just can't. My kid went. Our kids, our children, what future do they have on this planet that's getting hotter? Some people think we've already had a blue ocean event. Prager Squire says it can get a lot worse, but do we want it to? See, do we want it to? Hi, Moose Gal. How do Americans get change? We need more AOC and Bernie Sanders types. Of course we do. And another belief of mine is that where you live, if you're going to complain and bitch and moan like so many people do on Twitter, get the fuck out and get into local government and trickle the fuck up. Stop just whining. Get out there and do something. And if you hate the Democratic Party, fucking work to change it. Like AOC, like Bernie Sanders, who people call a sellout. Well, do you know what it's like to be in the Senate? Do you know what this man has had to put up with all these years? The fight for us? So people can criticize all they want. But criticism is not getting up and doing fucking something about things. Like the kids that are out there in every city in the United States. Every city in the United States. It's our children. What legacy have we left them? Slaughtering children, slaughtering adults, slaughtering people because of the color of their skin, when our planet is destroying everything. Not our planet. We are destroying everything on the planet. We are. If you look at the video I made that Robert Bertinsky, he really moved me with his photography of all of the destruction and the hideous, hideous, hideous things that we do in the name of energy, in the name of living a comfortable, cushy life, which, by the way, I have. I'm privileged. My uncle dropped dead and I inherited some money to live where I live. I'm a fucking privileged white person. I get it. There's so much epidemic racism in this country. I don't know if I've ever told you the story when I first moved down here to Trumpistan, and it was before Trump was actually in office. And I met the gal who ran the bank, and I really liked her, you know. So we became friends. We go out to dinner, and she sits there and she says to me, because I'm white and I'm like her in looks or whatever, she says about the Amish people, she called them blue niggers. Blue niggers. Blue niggers. That's what she called them. Blue niggers. Because of the way they live It really was disgusting. This was 2015, and you bet your fucking sweet ass that I got involved in Bernie's campaign. It was an epiphany. And seeing all those kids when I was in Philadelphia and being able to video and interview people when I was with Real Progressives, I wasn't as disabled. I had a friend that helped me, and she helped me so I could go, you know. She helped me, and that was great. It was great. Boy, we have so much more work to do. We've had a tough season, but she helped me so I could go to Philadelphia and I could find a voice after I had to retire medically from the university where I worked in research. And I was the affirmative action officer. I made sure that we followed the rules so that there was fairness on our campus. And let me tell you something, and this is going to sound pretty bad. Everybody thinks campuses are the bastions of liberal ideology, and I worked with racists. I worked with people who said, oh, they don't have the same work ethic as we do, and try to fire people and let them go and try to manipulate me into believing their bullshit. Listen, I have stories I could tell you of horrendous things I've seen, hideous demonstrations of human nature. Hideous, horrible. Look at the weeds. I'm going to pull the weeds out. My husband's, he might be a cranky old fart, but I'll tell you, he works his fucking ass off. He really does. We fight a lot, but at least he's a lefty like me. He's a lefty with guns, though, and I've told you this. He's a lefty with guns. It's really an amazing day. It's an amazing day. Look at this. See, this is beauty. But you don't see that. All we see is anger and hatred. We see ugliness. We see destruction. And I talk about it. I know I talk about it. And I know that it's a hard channel to deal with, especially when the four of us, Jennifer and Nick and impassioned Antonio. Guns are like tools. You could kill spirit with hate. My husband doesn't hate. I've told you guys a million times. He's an outdoorsman and he's a hunter. That doesn't mean I condone it. And he'll eat that deer he gets, and everybody can yell and scream at me. I'm trying my hardest to change. And then it doesn't cost us anything. And we don't buy factory farm bullshit. And we eat what we get. It's not easy. Not easy. So here we are. We are watching history again unfold. When aren't we? We are watching a Nazi in the White House. We are watching the world look at us with pity. Canadians are looking at us and they are scared. They are scared. And I don't blame them. The United States is becoming a totalitarian dictatorship. And everybody's like, well, are you going to vote for Joe Biden? Who the fuck does it matter who I vote for? I'm certainly not going to fucking vote for Donald Trump, and I live in a blue state. The whole issue is that we have to get active in your local environment. You have to get active where you live. If you don't, stop bitching. I do as much as I possibly can, which is not much anymore because of my disabling conditions. And it's sad. But I found a voice and I have a venue. There's our compost. That's some of it. I have more under the house in a compost a container that I dump everything in. But Yeah, I live in the Garden of Eden. I never leave my property because I don't have to. I'm so privileged. It's pathetic. I may not be able to pay my bills anymore. And I got caught in the system when I left my job. I went on long-term disability because I've had 3 back surgeries and I have had a neck surgery. I have a horrible spine, which I've probably bitched about ad nauseum, okay? Ad nauseum on my channel. These fuckers in the big insurance company, they kicked me off because of what I do on Environmental Coffee House. But they found a way to do it. I had to fight, but they found a way to do it, okay? That was a benefit I had through my job. The lawyer I got couldn't believe how fucked up my body is and that they could do this. But so far they're winning. Big insurance, another clusterfuck in the United States. Big insurance. Oh my God. They've screwed me every which way as a disabled person. Every which way because the woman didn't like me or what I said online. And they tried to make it like it was a job. If I could work, I'd be out there. I'd be back out as an affirmative action officer. I'd be out there fighting and doing everything I possibly could. When I take this walk and I go in the house, I won't be able to move for 2 hours, but I'm doing it. Kevin says I live in a redder than red state and it feels hopeless sometimes, which is why I'm here. Kevin, run for office. It doesn't matter if you lose. Do it. The kids that are running around here for office, they are running in this Trump utopia here. This right wing redneck people still have fucking uh, um, rebel flags. Half of them are too fucking stupid to even know that it's not just being rebellious because I have the flag. They don't understand the hate behind it. And the ones that do are the Nazi motherfuckers. Am I disgusted? Yeah, I'm disgusted. I would have been there. I have a goddamn gas mask. When we went to Philly, we didn't know what to expect, me and Kia. And she's a beautiful African American woman. So me and her did not know what to expect. She's like a child to me. She took care of me. We didn't need it then, though. In 2016, the cops in Philadelphia weren't tear gassing anyone. They were handing us water. They were riding their bicycles, keeping the peace. It was 98 degrees every day. Thank God for the Black Men for Bernie bus, and I got a ride with them. Oh my God! But the thing is they weren't doing that in 2016. And yes, um, I know Obama's legacy. I know he was not who he said he was or who he represented. He's just part of the systemic problems that we have in the United States, which have been from the day we stepped onto the land and started slaughtering the indigenous people. You get it? We suck. We suck. What do we do? Do we just sit back and watch climate change and abrupt climate change unfold? Which is what we're doing. We're watching it. We're watching it. And we're watching the morons around the world use anything they possibly can. That's going to be the outhouse back here. Anything they possibly can, like the propaganda, you know, like the Heartland Institute, which I've talked about many times, and how they're going to say, oh no, it's manufactured and all that horse shit. And I was talking before, where's the chemtrails? How come during the shutdown I didn't see any cap trails? Wouldn't you think if there was a nefarious government plot to spray, you'd still be seeing them do it, shutdown or not? Now, I know that geoengineering will happen. I know that the scientists that are working on climate change are panicked and scared, and they're looking for all answers and all alternatives. They're going to do it regardless of what you or I or people that fight with me on on Twitter say that, you know, if you support Jeff Gibbs, let's say, that's cool. But if you, gee, want solar panels or look at other things, you're corporate. I mean, nothing is ever easy. There's always a fight. Human beings are just the most fighting motherfuckers. I'll tell you. My husband, by the way, Jean, she says, is Latimo. Well, I think I've told this story too. Yes, it's a gas lawnmower. My husband doesn't have to do all this back here. He does it for me so I can love where I am and like live in a park. But I told him it would be fine if he left it like the front. Hambone Littletail told me one of the best things that his mother, who was a psychologist, said was for her was sitting on that lawnmower, and it was like it was like therapy for him, for her. And I watch him on the thing, and he rides around on it, and it's like therapy for him. And I've told him that, and I think he kind of gets it. I think he kind of gets it. He's not like us. He knows what I talk about. He knows what I do. I'd walk in the water, but you know what? If I fell, it would be quite embarrassing. And it might hurt me even worse. You guys remember a couple weeks ago how I showed you that goddamn tire was in there? I was so pissed off. A tire! They just sat right in the middle there. Wow. Poppy says, I think you're married to my stepdad. Oh boy. I've asked my husband to come on with me. He's such a lover of nature and all, and people always say, "Well, how can he hunt?" But yet, when we have rabbits, we have fox, we have all kinds of critters, and he just loves them and he comes running in the house. Sandy, Sandy, look, there's a mom and a baby and all this, and I think, how can you do what you do? But he does it because he understands, I guess, conservation in his mind. It's not it's keeping a deer from starving, it's feeding himself, whatever. I'm not going to argue with him about it. And I understand, Cornholio, that you will never understand that. It was very hard for me when I first met him. I was virulently anti hunting. And until I understood him, because he's not a zealous, right wing, I want to kill everything in sight kind of person. He goes out there. He loves the woods. He could sit in the woods for 8 hours and do nothing. He just loves being outside in the woods. But he's going to, that's, Poppy says, my stepdad is an avid hunter and loves nature. He's a part of it. And deer don't have any predators anymore. The deer populations has hunting season as most animals to control population. Well, I guess that's what my husband feels. And he gets the deer and, he does it all himself. It's disgusting, but I help him. And I don't, and again, I'm nobody that's special. What the frig is so special about me other than I have this platform and a big mouth? Nothing. Nothing really special. Just that I have a big mouth. And, wait a minute. I'm trying to get you, I don't want you guys, I want you to look at the beauty. Sandy, no guilt. No, it's not guilt. It's just people don't understand. I didn't understand. I never understood until I met someone like Doug. God damn it. I never understood that he's not a hater and he's not a vicious killer. Although somebody has already told me this is a great place to camp right here. Oh, Osama, I love you. It's so nice to see you all with me so I could do my rant. And my rant today, I know it kind of took a lot of ways around, and I probably didn't make my points as clear as I would have liked to. But I started with how we have never been, civilization, human beings have never been a good thing for the planet. Maybe the indigenous people because of the way they lived. But after that, I don't know who anointed the white skin as the be all and end all of everything. But you know what? Humanity is an infection. It's an infection everywhere. I mean, look at the wars that happen. Oh gosh, let's see if I can get this guy. The wars that happen all over the world because of religion. Where is this guy? Bumblebee. You see the bumblebee? Trying to get him for you. He's having fun. I have my own little paradise. Again, don't ever think. And Osama's been here. We had a huge party in 2018, and this is where the Doomosphere camped out. It was Camp We Are So Fucked. Anyway, I guess I'm just rambling. I want you to come tomorrow morning, though, 11 Eastern, because Climate Marcher John is an interesting as hell guy, and he really has done things. He's got a couple of organizations he's interested in. I'm going to let him tell you all about it. Um, I'm excited to have somebody interesting on with me. I'm very, very, I procrastinate. I hurt a lot, you know, and pain does rob you of the will to do things. So that's why I don't do what other channels do. I don't go on every day. I don't have people on every day. It's work. It hurts sometimes. Just what I do now, which I stepped up during the this virus shutdown and stuff. I do it and I force myself. And sometimes after, this was from here, wait, this was from the convention. No vehicles, no vehicles beyond this point without DNC placards. And you see the bullet holes? My husband target shoots, and I brought him home this to target shoot. We got it when we were in the back. We were like in the back of where they had the convention, and a group of us were standing out there, and I just said, wow, I really want this, and we walked away with it. I asked somebody else to carry it for me, and they did. So I've given you quite a bunch of stuff to think about. George Sacralitis, he writes about this now. Umar Haik, there's a lot of great writers out there. I've wanted to say, geez, I really want to sit and write, and then I find myself distracted by goddamn Twitter. And by watching all these videos now, another thing, who said weeds are weeds? Look at these. These are nice. These are nice. Even if businesses are going down and under, same for the 90% of people. I'm trying to read, but yes, we've been a half an hour. Oh God. And there's another, my husband collects everything. He'll drag home wood. He drags home everything and then he makes something out of nothing, which is good. You know, I just wish that we got along better. Sometimes it's both of our faults. When you're older and cranky and everything hurts, it's not always fun. Yeah, the Green Party is a great platform to start, but we got to get rid of the infection in the White House first. And if Joe Biden becomes president, I fully, and I hate propane, we barely use it, but we have to use it for some things. I fully expect the left to rise up more than ever. This is the one. This is the compost thing. Oh my God, it's so heavy. There's a lot of stuff in it. Here's a tree we got to plant. Yep, gas cans. Yep. My husband says an electronic thing won't work here, and that's more batteries anyway. Who are we kidding? We all know. We all know there's no energy source that's not going to pollute and ruin the world. We know it. So let's go through the litany of things. Our country's fucked. The planet is fucked. Is that what we're going to say? We are so fucked, like Hambone says. I don't give up so easy. I might know that in the long game, I know that in the long game, we're done, but that's the long game. That's the long game. Copy Cooney says, I've decided I'll vote Biden. Trump has to go. I'm pretty much there. I don't like him. He's a creepy rapo yuck. We'll see who he picks out for vice president. But I can't go 4 more years watching what's happening as bad as it is. I protested against Nixon in 7th grade. I know I'm a sweet leaf plant for 7 generations for now, and that's a beautiful sentiment, and I would like to see that happen as if we are not going down the tubes on the planet. Those rich fuckers think they're going to go to Mars. Elon Musk. Well, I think it's kind of amazing though that the space station. I read an article where the guy said in the space station they um they had a pretty bumpy ride, and it wasn't as nice as the the one, what was it, the shuttle the United States did, but we damn it. Yeah, it's a lot of firewood because that's what we heat our house with, firewood. During the shutdown when my husband was laid off, um, he and his brother got permission to clear 100 acres of downed trees that fell during the tornado that wrecked our house. It fell on our house. Trees fell on our house. We lost a lot of beautiful trees, and we burned the last of that um, this year. We have people say, "Oh, it's a sellout." I bought a wood stove that has a catalytic converter in it. Cost me a bundle of money, like everything that's supposed to be decent. So I could feel a little better about my pollution habits. Oh, there's a little chipmunk. You see the chipmunk? I wonder if he's going to run away. We got a lot of babies here. Yesterday, the foxes were running around the lawn. Well, I'm glad you all joined me. I really am. You know, I think, yes, I'm disjointed, and basically, to I really wanted to uh, tell you to come tomorrow for Climate Marcher John. I want everybody to meet this amazing person. Look, at we got chipmunks all over, all over. Hi, Jay Ackert. You missed the ultimate frisbee. Yeah. Well, like I said, who am I? Just a person with a big mouth who figured out how to use this platform. Believe me, I always say this. In 2015, I didn't even know what a live stream was. For 20 years, I was enmeshed in my career, and in my own way, I felt like I was doing the right thing. My husband built that little birdhouse, that I was doing the right thing. And I used to go to all the American Association for Affirmative Action meetings, and I have certifications, and I learned, and it wasn't even though, oh God, everything blew off the deck last night. We had some hellacious winds, but it wasn't even that, I don't even, I liked it, but I like the statistics in it too. But you realize now statistics can be manipulated, and I learned that. I would never manipulate jack shit because I do things right. I couldn't I couldn't be a person. Look at the weeds, but see who says they're weeds, right? I couldn't be a person who does the wrong thing. In my job, we got investigated. I had so many. I've handled sexual harassment claims, suits, investigations. I handled racial injustice investigations. Worked with corporate lawyers. Worked with, you know, uh, I did a lot of these things, and so maybe I'm just affected a little bit more than, let's say, my neighbor. It's just the way it is. I don't want to say we are so fucked. I don't. That's a garbage shed. I don't want to say it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to feel it. And that's why I guess I wake up every morning. And we all wake up. And when we don't, we're done. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. When I'm gone, and it could be next week, could be tomorrow, just put my ashes here in the fire pit. Burn me up. I know that sounds so gross, doesn't it? What does it matter? Put me back in the earth and not in a casket. My time on earth is not that long. And sometimes I think that when it is the time, it might be a relief. But in the meantime, I still wake up in the morning as you all do. You wake up in the morning and you try to make a difference. Jean in Costa Rica, she makes a difference with the school kids. Matt Angino, he makes a difference in his vegan lifestyle and educating people. Kapi Cooney makes a difference up there in the Pacific Northwest with his grandchildren and the way he lives. Human makes a difference because he's on the platforms and has just a beautiful voice. Kim, green burials are good. Yes, CB is wonderful. CB is a person who makes a difference. We all make a difference in our way, and that's probably why we're all here together. Cornholio, you make a difference. I see you on some of the different chat rooms. YouTube chat rooms, I'm not going to say are as bad for our channels as Twitter, but man, if you go into some chat rooms in other places, it's like a step into Randall McMurphy's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Sorry, but it is. I have one more thing I wanted to ask. Oh, yeah. What's with those YouTube bots? Every chat room has these bots, and they say, "Hi, can we be friends?" or "Oh, it's great," or "Loved it." And of course, I click remove everywhere I see them, or report, whatever. What are the bots? I guess that's the next thing I really want to know. It's like an infection. It's an infection in YouTube. Jay Ackert, I've been down the Twitter rabbit hole the past 2 days. What an ugly place. It is. And I find myself being confrontational and calling people names and putting up memes and the fuck you finger, fuck you Trump and all that. And I'm becoming this person I don't like because I have so much brewing up anger from all these decades of watching the injustices on this planet everywhere in the world. The wars, the fighting, the lying, the greed, the ultra capitalism, the racist agendas, the hatred. What the fuck are we good for? There's so much beauty, though, and so much humanity, but it's so hard to see. That's not a real deer, by the way. I mean, I love people. I don't hate people. I love people. And so do we all. That's why we're here. I just don't know the answers, but I do appreciate everybody along on the journey with me. You all have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow with Climate Marcher John. Thank you very much for coming. Peace. And it's always the finger that goes right there to shut the thing off. Bye bye.